Chapter 1. My story begins. He's out there, in the ocean, but he is here too, in my dreams, always in my dreams. He will never leave me. He is winter than the first beautiful snow and winter weather. Then he started in the sky on warm summer's night, but he brings only death. He is Moby Dick, the wild wild. My name is Ishmael, and this is my story. I'm sailor, and I work on different ships. I love my life on the ocean. It's something dangerous, but never boring. I feel sad when I'm not on a ship. One November day, I thought I want to work on a whaling ship. Why didn't I want to be a whaler? I can tell you. The life of a water is very dangerous. The men are always from their homes and families for years. Many never come back. Their whips and wait at home. They start and look at the ocean with sad eyes. But I want to visit exciting new place and I want to see the whales. The first American whales sailed from the two of knighthood. So I went to I went there too. I arrived on a cold, dark night and looked for a room. I was tired, so I went to into the first place. The man inside dark and talked loudly. A large man with a fat face stood behind the bar. Do you know have a moon for tonight? I asked him. Our rooms are full, he said. The men are the men are here from the one ship. I will have to put you in a room with checking. Then he smiled and looked around the other men. Who's quickly? Where is he? I asked. Oh yes, he's well. He's out now, but he'll be back later, said the man. They smiled again, and another man laughed loudly. I didn't understand, but I was very tired, so I went to the room and got into the bed. I feel I feel asleep very quickly. A noise other side outside the door woke me up. I opened my eyes, but I didn't speak. The door opened and a man came in. It was dark, so I couldn't see him well. Then he lit a fire in the fireplace. When I saw him in the light on the fire, I sat up. He was huge, man, and very ugly. He had black lines over his face and body, and almost no hair on his bed. He wore a strange kilt and no other clothes. The hoofman suddenly jumped into my bed. Help! I shouted, help! The barman ran in, stop quick. This man wants a bed for tonight. He's sleeping here. Then he turned to me. This quick. The first hackler on the ocean. Don't be afraid. He won't hurry you. He louded and left us. After he left me, we were very quiet. I'm sorry, I said. I too, Wiki said. His English was slow and careful. We began to walk and then we couldn't stop. Quickie listened to my life story and I listened to his. He came from Cococo, a long way away in the Pacific Ocean. He had a good life because his father was an important man, but Quickie wanted to see the world. So he left his home and sailed away in his small boat. A whaling ship found him and gave him work. Quickie was strong and quick, so he was fine water. No, he never went home. When the morning came, we were great friends. Quickie stood up and shouted, "You will find us a whaling ship today. You and I will sail around the world." And do you know something? He was right. Quickie had because he couldn't see a future island he this letter. He was a strange and wonderful friend. Chapter 2. We find our ship. That morning I looked around Nantucket for a good whaling ship. I stopped looking when I saw Pacu. It was tall and strong. Was dark from many years on the wild ocean. I went onto the ship. A man sat at a table with a big book in front of him. He wore long black coat and big black hat. He didn't smile. "This is a fine ship, and I want to go whaling with you. Where I do write my name, Captain?" I asked it happily. "I'm not the captain. Captain Ahab is sick. He's down below." "I'm Stark. Book, are you whaler?" he asked. "No, but I'm a god silent," I answered. "You can ask the captains on my other ship. I'm not interested in your captain and your ship," he said. Sailing is not whaling. Whaling is a hard life. You'll be away from home for many years. The work is difficult. You have to be strong and fast, and it's very dangerous. "I want to learn and I want to see the world," I said. "Oh, you will see the world and you'll say more good and bad, some very bad things." He looked he looked at me for a minute, then he spoke again. "I'll tell you about whaling. Captain Ahab has only one leg, and do you know why? Because a whale took his other leg and hook whale took off." I said nothing. We couldn't say. "So you want to be a whaler and Captain Ahab ship? Can you look into the eyes of whale? Can you stand in front of this huge and dog you harpoon? I can walk I shouldn't. I'm not afraid. I'm a good sailor. You will see this in my life." And he stopped me and turning the big book around. "Write your name here," he said. He said his eyes went tired. "Thank you. You won't be sorry," I said. "Don't forget my words," he answered. "I have a friend. He's good whaler," I said. "We'll see. Bring him tomorrow," said Starbuck. We kicked, and I went to the paquet the next day. The men on the ship loaded And this huge, ugly man, Wicked didn't say anything. He looked down at the water from the ship. Then he turned and spoke to the man. Do you see that bird? He asked. The man looked, but, but they couldn't see anything. There, said Wicked. The man looked carefully his this time and saw a small dead bird a long way for the water. That bird is wild eye, said Keep it. He threw his harpoon and hit the bird. No, that whale is dead, he said. The men were quiet. Wicked was better than every other man on the ship, and so Pecut had two new whalers. We went to our round and go and got out thing, and old man stopped us on the street before we went. We got back to the Pequot. Are you sailing with Captain Ahab? Do you know him? He asked. Yes, we're sailing with him. He is sick now, but he but we'll meet him later, I answered. Sick? He shouted. Yes, he's sick, man. He's devil. And who are you? I asked. I'm Elijah, he answered. Why do you say this about Captain Ahab? Men say that he's a good whaler. He knows the ocean. They're right, answered the man quickly. Then his eyes turned big and wild. But he's devil. I sailed with him. I know. And I and his men are the devil's helpers. He looked at the strangely. He only has one leg. Do you know Captain Hack's story? I suddenly feel afraid. Of course we do, I say. I'm turning into Quickie. Come, my friend, I said, let's leave this crazy old man. And we went quickly to the ship. We sailed on the Christmas morning. Captain Ahab didn't come up and meet the whalers, but every night we heard him. He walking up and down. One night we heard Starbuck speak. Please, Captain Store, you're waking your men up. No, I can sleep. So my men won't sleep. They can think of wheels in their bed whiles. That's their job, shouted Captain Ahab. I thought of alien reports, the devil helpers, were the men on the Paquet Devils. There was unhappy Starbuck. Then there was Stab. He was very different. He always laughed and told funny stories. From my bed, I looked around my neighbors, Bilbat, Tastejo, Dago, Flash, Maxman, and the other whalers. They were from many different countries and had interesting stories. They weren't all good men, but they weren't devils. Who were Captain Ahab devils? Chapter 3. Captain Ahab's story. For 3 weeks, Captain Ahab stayed below. Then, one day, suddenly, he was there in front of us. He was a thin man, but he was strong. He had a hard face with lines on in front years of sun and wind. His hair was gray and white. His clothes were black. Then I say it is his white well-belong leg, and an ugly white line ran down from the top of his head. Did it go down to his feet? Or what did that to him? What fight did he lose so badly? He stood and looked at us with angry eyes. What do you do when you see a whale? He suddenly shot. Shoot, sir, answered the man. God, look at this. He showed us some gold. I want gold white. A whale, a what whale? White whale. One of you whale, see this whale first. That man will get this gold. We stood quietly. Whalers don't make much money. We thought about the gold. We could buy a lot of nice things with it. You'll know him when you see him, said Captain Ahab. He's the biggest whale in the ocean. I saw this whale, said quickly to me. He's a mountain very big, very strong. I put my harpoon in him. He got away. I have to find this whale. I will find him, shouted Captain Ahab. Are you talking about Moby Dick? Asked Tejeo. Yes, answered Captain Ahab. Moby Dick to your leg, said Starbuck quietly. Captain Ahab shouted angrily at Starbuck. Yes, he took my leg. He took half of me. Now I'm half a man, and Moby Dick will pay for this. I'll follow him to South America, to America. I'll follow him to the end of the on this world. I'll see him dead. He turned to the other whalers. Are you with me, men? Yes, they shouted. They were excited. They saw the gold. They shouted aloud. Only Starbuck stood quiet. His face was as dark as the sky before it rains. What's your problem? Captain Hab asked him angrily. Then he smiled. It's too dangerous. Is that the problem? I'm not afraid of dangerous work, answered Starbuck. But I work for a whale oil. I fight the whales for their oil, for money. You hate this whale. How much oil will that bring you? How much money? When I kill Moby Dick, I'll be rich in the hair, shouted Captain Ahab, and he hit his body with his hand. He turned to start to walk away. Are you going to follow this animal because it won a fight with you? It's wrong, it's crazy, shouted a Starbuck. When he heard this, Captain Ahab turned on his well-belong leg. He was very angry now, and he shouted in Starbuck's face. This whale is evil. Do you understand? White is the color of ice, and ice takes strong ships down under the water. White is the color of man's eyes when he can see. White is the color of dead men. White is the evil and This wall is evil. He's laughing at me. I will only be free when this evil is dead. Dead! The color left Starbuck's face. He was the loser of things fight, and Captain Ahab knew it. He turned to the men again. Drink, dead to Moby Dick, he shouted. The men put their harpoons up high and shouted too. Then they dark advanced. Later that same night, that same night, the men were asleep and the ship was quiet. I was outside with Pip, the little cook boy. We had to put water out for the next day's whaling. Listen, said Pip. Can you hear that? I hear men. The whalers. Where are the other end of the ship? There was nobody there. I don't hear anything, I said. No, listen, said Pip. There are men below us, 5 or 6 of them. Can you hear them? It's the ocean, Pip. It's playing games with you, I answered. I have two good ears, said Pip. He was angry with me and walking away. I watched him go. Then I sat and looked up the star and dreamed of the what while I dreamed. Chapter 4. Our first whale. Whale! Shouted Tadeo from the top of the ship. Whale! Captain Hap came quickly. Get the boat. He shouted. The whale sent a shower of water up into the sky. Suddenly, 5 men came up from below on the stood by Captain Ahab. Their faces were dark as they had long black hair. They wore strange white pants and no shirt or shoes. One of the men was older. He was darker and only had one thread. He wore a strange wig that, so we couldn't see his hair. His black eyes looked only at Captain Ahab. These were Captain Ahab's devils. Fedaya, go! Captain Ahab shouted to this man. 3 small boats went down into the water. Captain Ahab men came too. In their boat, his men were the strong and their boat quickly sailed in front of all. I turned to Pip. I understand now. These are the men. You heard them speaking before. I told you, Pip shouted back. Stop talking and row. Shouting stood from the back. Do you think this is a tea party? Stubb always showed at us, but we were never afraid of him. He always had a smile on his face. Starbuck was the captain of our small boat. He didn't talk to us, but we heard him say quickly, who are those men? What's Captain Hap doing? Captain Ahab shouting to his boat from the backward, but his men only had ears for Fadella. Their eyes never left Fadella's face, and their boat went faster and faster. This was my name, Well, maybe we'll kill it. I thought I was excited. Betty Wader was excited, but why weren't we afraid? Because our heads were full of money, all gold. The sky suddenly turned dark with rain. But we didn't go back. We have time. We can kill the whale before the having rain comes. It's Stark. We stood ready with his harpoon in the front of our boat. Suddenly, the whale was there again. It came up out of the water under the boat. Main and harpoons went everywhere. Then the heavy rain came. In minutes our boat was full of water. The strong winds too took out sailed down. The whale left us and was swung down into the dark water. After some time the wind stopped. We waited, and they turned to night. We couldn't see anything. Where were we? Where were the other boats? The men were angry with Starbuck. The Witcher can play games with the best sailors. More hours came and went. We went tired and afraid. Then we saw a large black thing in the water. Was it the whale again? No, it was Paquette. But the man couldn't see us. It's going to hit us. Shouting stop. We jumped into the ocean and began to shout for help. When the men on the paquet heard us, they put ropes down. Then they helped us onto the ship. The other men were there. Captain Huff's men too. They turned back when they didn't see the white whale. Chapter 5. The Albatross and the Samuel Enderby. We fought and killed many whales after that first night, but our works didn't finish when we killed them. We then had to climb down onto the dead whale and cut off the fat. We had to work quickly because sharks come for the whale meat. Sharks couldn't eat the whale in the one night, and some of these whales weren't almost as big as our ship. We cut off large squares of fat and pulled these squares onto the ship. This was long, hard job. It was also dangerous because sharks would swim around us. We then cooked the fat and made oil. When the oil was ready, we put into a barrels. All got a light and make us warm. We could sell it to people around the world. Oil was our money. But did this make Captain Ahab happy? No, the money was important to him. He only thought about Moby Dick. He couldn't only hate. He stood for hours on the ship, in the rain, in the snow, and looked at the ocean. When the other ships went past, he didn't ask to him, "How are you? Do you want help?" He only asked, "Did you see a white whale?" One day, we met a albatross. It was on its trip home after 4 long years on the ocean. The ship and its whalers looked ready for home. The men were tired and dimmed with large, hungry eyes. The wind was strong the day, so the albatross couldn't come near us. But the captain put his hand up and smiled. Captain Hab shouted from the pocket, "Did you see with whale?" The captain shouted his answer, but the wind carried his words away. Captain Hab put his hand behind his ear, but he couldn't hear a captain. Ah, this wind, he shouted. Listen to the people. Listen, tell people at home we're sailing around the world. We'll bring back the teeth of the devil whale. Starbuck stood and watched Captain Hab. Is he forgetting his wife and child at home? He said to me. Wife and child? I asked. Did Captain Ahab really have a family? Oh, yes, his family is waiting for him, said Starbuck. And my family is waiting for me. Every day, my wife, Mary, takes our son to the beach. They look at the ocean. They hope that they'll see our sails one day. I thought about the other men on the ship. How many of these men had families? What did they leave behind them when they went on the wildest ships? Who waited for them? Nobody's waiting for me, I thought. I want a wife and child. I like to go. I hope they. Day after day, nothing changed. Captain Hab always asked for other ships about the white whale. Some captain knew about Moby Dick. Some laughed at Captain Hab. Moby Dick is only whale's history, nothing more, they said. Then one day we meet the Samuel Evedley. The ocean was quiet and the Captain Boomer, came onto our ship. He was a friendly man and smiled at us. He only had a one arm. Did did Moby Dick take your arm? Captain Hap asked exactly. Yes, I lost my arm to the wild white, the captain answered. Captain Hap's face lit up. He was happy. Come with me. The white devil will pay for your arm and my leg. He shouldn't happy. Oh no, I can't do that. The captain answered. One arm is better than no arms or leg. I want my life. I think I leave Moby Dick in the ocean. Leave him, shouted Captain Hype. He turned his back to Captain Boomer for a minute. Then he turned around and they shot him. Get off of my ship. Get off my ship. You're afraid. I'm not afraid. I'm fine, Moby Dick. I look him in the eye. I keep him. The smile left Captain Boomer's face. I hope for you hand for you and for you mean that you never find Moby Dick. And without another word he left off ship.